Yo, what's up guys? Mad Zach here in the studio. Today I have a video that's all about the MIDI Fighter Twister. So the Twister is this controller right here. It's new, it's got 16 knobs. You can go between 4 different banks. I've been using it both for my performances and in the studio, but today is just gonna be focused on how I've been using it from a production standpoint. Up first, basically I just created this little script that makes these lower 8 knobs right here in bank 4 auto assigned to whatever device in Ableton you have selected. As I turn these knobs, even though I haven't made a single MIDI assignment, I'm able to actually control that compressor or whatever else. So I'll do a little demo of that real quick. Now I can just sort of pull the dry wet up on that compressor, threshold down, ratio up. The cool thing is that since it auto maps, select another parameter, you can just hit right arrow, and then now we have EQ, right? Same thing with EQ, it's so crucial just to listen, right? So when I'm looking, I'm just thinking like, oh, I want to cut it there and there. Little bump. If I want to cruise back over to my compressor, like maybe it's a little loud now, pull that back down, right arrow back to my EQ, pull a little bit of that high end in, maybe a little resonant bump up there. And then I want to do one more resonant bump down here. You can also cruise over to any effect or effect chain that you have lumped into an audio effects rack. So for example, I'll stop this for a second. When I had this just auto mapped to the default reverb, I wasn't really happy with all of the parameters that were auto mapped, so I just threw a reverb into an audio effects rack, lined up all of my favorite reverb parameters to tweak, and now you can see that I have them. So you can filter that. So that's the basic concept, and this applies to any Ableton effect or audio effect rack or even instrument that you have pulled up. It'll auto map, super handy, and I found it to be quite a musical way of producing. So the second way that I've been using it is as a dedicated synthesizer controller. So we'll get this playing. And now I'm done with the computer, really. So right now it's just doing noise. If I want to pick a different oscillator or wave type, and pull in another oscillator. So this is my second oscillator level. This is the coarse tune, this is the fine tune. So like if I wanted to do more of a detune sound, just detune a little bit. Pull the resonance up right here. I also have this knob right here mapped to just a little up hat, just this row right here is my filter envelope. This is envelope amount. So that's the basic concept. This is obviously sort of a simple setup, but you could also use all 4 banks and go totally crazy with the synthesis. And I really do believe that synthesis is something you have to hear, feel, touch with your hands, mess around with all kinds of things and just discover. That's how I learned how to synthesize. And this is a great way to sort of get this hands-on feel while, still utilizing something that's essentially in the box. So that's the second way, really fun and exciting. All right, so the third way that I've been using the Twister is in this built-in step sequencer mode. It has, so this is the normal mode where you can go between these banks of presets. And then if you hold these 2 buttons right here at the same time, you actually get into the step sequencer mode, which is super fun. And the way I have it working basically right now is this is being routed to control a drum rack in Ableton. And then I have that audio coming out through a couple of effects pedals, and I'll show you how much you can do. My computer's way over there, I'm not even touching it. I'll just basically rock out with this setup and yeah, show you off the step sequencer, which has been super fun. Right, so start up the pattern here. Each one of these is a different sound, so you have 4 sounds to work with. So yeah, that is pretty much it. I mean, it's all right there. You can manage all your patterns. You can jump between patterns and sounds. You have like this really sweet velocity sensitivity that you can adjust per step. And of course, with a little bit of help from a few pedals, you can really do some insane stuff. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Mad Zach here, up in the studio. See you next time.